Well, hi guys. My name is Nick Christophers. I'm here with DJ DIEZEL and Risueno. We're going to be talking about their new track, Sizzle, on Magna Records. Is that correct?
Magna Recordings.
Magna Recordings, excuse me. So we're going to talk a little bit about that project and about these two great gentlemen.
Yeah.
First, I'd like to introduce DJ DIEZEL.
How are you?
And Risueno.
How you doing?
So first, I want to direct the conversation first with DJ DIEZEL. Backtrack. Travis. I want to know a little bit about how this came about. The idea about the track and your connection with music in general.
Well, music has always been in my life. Ever since I was 18, 19 years old, that's when I started going out. So ever since then, I'm 43, so 20 plus years of listening to music. Everyone and everyone.
Can you tell us some of your influences?
Oh, influences, I got plenty. Chusin Ceballos, Boris, Murillo, Danny T, Carl Cox. I could go on and on. I've heard everybody and everybody. Multiple times, actually.
Anybody in particular that really hit home for you?
Murillo,
meaning like a favorite?
Murillo's always my favorite. But, Oscar G, Chusin Ceballos, those guys have always been steady with their music.
Well, you mean steady with their music, meaning give us a little more information, meaning house
tribal,
mm-hmm.
Progressive, but always good music. Never lacking good music. And I've been going, like I said, I've been going on since I was 19. So.
Okay. Well, you say your music has always been something you've always loved.
Always.
So in terms of music, meaning with you personally,
right?
Because I know the track. Would this be vocally?
It has vocals in it, but it's more of like a progressive techno kind of track.
Okay. All right. So you were telling us about the birth of the whole track.
Yes. All right. So it's funny. You want to tell it? Or you want me to tell it?
You want me to
It's a good story. It's definitely an interesting story. I'll tell you that.
It's a very interesting story. So I'll tell it. So we were at a barbecue.
After a long weekend.
Yeah, over a long weekend. Yeah, after a long weekend. So we were at a barbecue at a friend's house in Long Island. And someone came over. Me and him were just hanging out in the yard. And everybody was like eating this chocolate. We didn't know. We were just, relaxing, hanging out. So they're like, hey, you want a piece of chocolate? We didn't know nothing. So we both ate a piece of the chocolate. We ate a piece of the chocolate. Me and him were sitting next to each other on the chair in the yard. It's like afternoon. And then like 20 minutes later, we're both sitting there with our heads back. And I'm staring at this tree that was so vivid, like just the colors were coming out. I'm just like, what the hell's going on?
What'd you say? That's how 4K was invented.
I said, whoever invented 4K, they must have eaten this freaking chocolate. And like, we didn't know what was in it. And then we're sitting there, and so I'm like laying there. And he's like, he starts laughing. He goes, he's like, I don't know if I'm bugging out. He's like, but I hear this like sound, this like buzzing, sizzling sound. I was like, me too. I was like, I hear it too. I was like, shit, I thought I was hallucinating. I don't know what's going on. He's like, what the heck is the sound? And we're like, just like this, like in a daze, looking at the sky. I was like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, a friend of ours comes and whispers in my ear, and he goes, I'm barbecuing ribeye steaks. And we turn around, he goes, oh, it's the grill. He goes, it was the grill. So we started laughing, and we were talking, and then like, about another like 30 minutes later, it started to wear off, whatever, and I'm like, what the hell's in that chocolate? And a friend of us was like, oh, it's laced with mushrooms or whatever. So I was like, shit, we started laughing. And then he's like, you know what? He's like, that's a good idea for a track. He's like, you gotta call it the Sizzle. And I was like, the Sizzle. I'm like, it was like a joke, like we were laughing at first.
But then that's how it started.
And I was like, if you give me the right, you have to do the vocals. He's like, I'll do the vocals. I was like, you have to say exactly what we said, and I'll figure out a concept for this track.
And that's it.
And then he's like, how do you want me to send you the vocals? I was like, just send me a voice note, through your cell phone on your iPhone.
That's all we did.
Yeah,
bunch of voice notes.
Yeah,
that's simple.
That's simple.
Yeah.
And he did the rest.
Right. So
he went in the lab and did everything else.
Yeah. So like a few weeks later, he sends me the vocals, and I made one track which is not on this release yet. It'll be on the remix pack. So there was the first version of this track and I was playing in New Jersey at a place called Society Lounge with Carlos Manassa, which is another person that we love. He's great, awesome
great
DJ.
guy.
And, he's affiliated with Chus and Ceballos and all those guys. And we were doing a show together in Jersey. So we went to pick him up with the same guy who gave us the chocolate. I made him my driver for the day. And he gets in the car, and I sent him the track. So I was like, "What do you think?" I said, the vocalist on there is a huge fan of you, and chooses about I named all the DJs. I think it'd be great if you could put it out on your label. So he's like, "I don't release singles." He's like, "Either make another version of it, and we'll do a release, with the 2 versions, or make another 2 tracks, and we'll do like an EP release." He's like, "But if you make it like more techno-ish, because the first one I did was like more like tech house," and he's like, make something more techno and give me like 2 other tracks. He's like, and I'll do it. So that's what I did, and here we are now. And thankfully we put it out February 9th of 2023, and it's already hit the top 100 on iTunes. It's one of the best techno tracks out now on Beatport. It hit the top.
Traxsource too, right?
It's top 100 on Traxsource Techno chart right now too, as of today.
Wow.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
So it did turn out to be an EP.
So we have an EP. So Carlos put out the EP. I have 3 tracks on there. One is the Sizzle, which is the main track. I have another one called Distortion with another vocalist, this girl Katiashi. Her real name's Shelly Garcia. She's done music with Oscar G, Todd Terry, and she's under her new alias, Soulstar. So she was part of that. She would have been here today, but she's not out of the state. So we had that one, which is doing very well. And then I did another track called Keep Going, which is it's a techno banger, getting a lot of attention. So I put all these together onto this EP. So that's been released through Magna Recordings now. It's getting supported by very big names like Boris, Nick Fanciulli, Richie Horton downloaded it. David Tort gave it a 5 out of 5. He's playing it in the clubs. And Carlos, the owner of the label, has been playing it everywhere. In Kremlin, Lisbon, there's a club in Lisbon in Portugal called Kremlin. He played it there. Boris played it at the BPM festival recently in Costa Rica. Wow. So it's like getting a lot of attention. It's hitting all the charts. And it's all organic. Like, there's nobody manipulating the digital sales or whatever. This is, people actually love the track.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, I like that. I listened to Sizzle. I thought it was pretty cool.
I sent it over to you.
I'm not a big house fan anymore. I used to be. I'm a little too old for that now.
You're never too old. Yeah. Never too old.
But it's good stuff. It's got a lot of attention, as you said.
Yeah.
Now, how is it doing locally around in nightclubs? Has it been exposed there as of yet, or
so like a night
to do that?
Right. No. So like a night, I played it recently at a show I did a couple of weeks ago in Manhattan. Like I said, Carlos is playing it, but that's out of the country. Boris is a local New York DJ. He's, it's on, he loves it. He thinks it's a great track. He's playing it too. He's been playing locally too. And for me to actually know who's actually playing the track, I couldn't tell you unless I was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
But the fact that it has the attention that it does and it's getting the support it does in such a short time just means that people have actually taken a liking to the track.
Exactly.
And it's getting supported heavy. Like even Beatport, the actual site, put it on their top techno releases, and if you go on, they support the track themselves. Actually, so it's doing well. And I'm just amazed. In such a short time.
Well, when you were able to spin it at the club that you worked in Manhattan,
I spinned it.
What kind of response did you get from the crowd?
Oh, everybody loved it. I played the original version that I made last year. I played at a boat party that I did in I think it was May or June. It was the beginning of the boat party season. I have video of that too, and the whole crowd just went nuts. They just love it.
Nuts.
So It's a great, it's great. I think the way it came together, the story behind
Good
it.
story, yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's going really well. There's going to be a remix pack soon. You know, I'm sending out remix packs to other artists that Magna is going to release. So we'll have some other artists working on the track as well, doing remixes, which will be great. So we'll be getting more exposure later on too.
Well, the remix is now okay. Now the original version.
So now we have the original.
Is a techno house version? The original.
The original version is peak time techno. Yes.
Okay. I don't know
Right. So it's right now. It's
house,
right.
that's the way it sounds.
So right now it's techno, and Carlos wants me to put together like a remix pack of all the stems and the sounds that I used with the acapella of his vocals, and we're going to send it out to other artists to remix it.
So they can make their own remix.
Okay, gotcha.
So we'll have other, other artists remix.
Well, let me ask you a quick question. What makes this track so special than any other thing you've worked on?
Well, I've been diagnosed with ALS a few years ago, so music has always been therapy for me. So this track, I guess, has a special meaning, and maybe spread some awareness for ALS throughout the country, the world. You know, music has always been therapeutic.
Out of all my releases, this one actually it hits the heart, because I know how much he loves the music, ever since the first time we met, and he has a passion for it. And what makes me feel, I'm actually proud and happy and proud, not because of what the tracks are, but because of the fact that, under the circumstances, Travis, he got diagnosed with this. He's used to going out. He's used to being part of the scene, and he has a love for it. It's a passion for it. And the fact that under his condition, with his condition, he did it. He was part of this project. It was his idea, and he came to me to be a part of it. So this isn't about me benefiting anything musically from it. It's just about the fact that I wish we could have done this years ago together. And unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But he's in good spirits. And I see him smile, and he's happy. And the fact that I can partake in anything of him being positive and being happy just makes me happy. Right. So that's why when I say organically this track is doing well, it's because I don't want anybody to try to manipulate the track to anything. And the fact that it's just doing it on its own, and I can, as today, I called him and said, hey, we're hitting top 100 chart here, and he just smiled.
That's it, man.
I'm able to tell him, hey, so-and-so artists have played the track here, and he just smiles. So he's in a good, keeps him in a good spot, good place mentally. He's happy. He's doing something that he loves to do. It's a passion. It's my passion. It's his passion, and we got to share this together. And the whole concept of the song was based off of something that's funny, but him and me and all our friends, his close friends, people that he considers family, brothers, we all supported this together. Let's go forward. Let's do it. And we're here where we are today. Talking about this, he's still here, he's talking with us, he's in great spirits, how could you not love him? Look at him.
all intents and purposes.
I'm just glad that we have this.
Technically, for all intents and purposes, you offered him the opportunity to express his musical...
Yeah, in a way, yes.
You gave him this outlet.
No, I'll tell you this, he offered me the opportunity to help him express. Because I would have never said, hey, let's make a track. It wasn't in my thought, but he was like, we have to make a track. And I was like, okay. But we got to do this the right way. It's not going to be some mockery of us, eating this chocolate. It's going to be a real track. We're going to be serious about it. We're going to take this serious, and we're going to work it the way I would work any track that I'm passionate about. And that's why we're here today. I just hate the fact that it's under circumstances that he has this. But if it helps him to stay positive, I'll do a million more.
It's meant to be for a reason.
Right.
It happened now for a reason.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it's good that you guys were able to match.
And I'm also just to I haven't mentioned the whole thing, to anybody that we push the record to about the ALS, because I don't want anyone supporting it because they feel bad that he has ALS. I want this track supported because it's a good track.
Exactly.
He did a fucking amazing job, and I did my part, and we put out a great record. And so when it hits where it's going to hit, and it's out for a certain time, if it gets out, obviously with this, with this interview, it's going to be known. But at least whoever supported the track, they did it because they actually loved the track,
Right.
not because I feel bad.
Exactly.
I don't want any pity from anybody.
Right.
Right.
And that's making him feel. I know it's making him feel.
Of course,
making me feel amazing too.
Of course.
You did it the right way.
I did it the way it should have been done.
Yeah, exactly. That is a good.
And
That's
that's it.
smart.
Right.
But like you said, now that this is going to be out there now, maybe the responses can be even bigger.
It might be.
It just might be.
I mean, if it does, it does. As long as he's happy with it, I'm fine. If it raises any type of awareness to, the ALS situation, then I'm all for it.
Definitely. That sounds like a good thing. Good deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. I love this guy. I love you.
I love you too, brother.
If you had another DJ that worked with you, let's say, I'm going to just throw out a name, Riddler, for example.
Okay.
Would you welcome somebody like him to work with you on this specific track?
I'll welcome anybody to, it's the way it is. Like, same thing with Carlos, who owns the label. We send it out to a list of artists that we have access to. Mm-hmm. And then basically it's like whoever makes a remix that we approve of, we'll go forward with it. So, we might send it out to maybe like 50, 60 artists. But me and him are going to have to approve which like 2 or 3 remixes we're going to, put out.
Okay. Now, so what is the time frame of that kind of thing? I mean, that could take a while.
I don't have a time frame on that yet because we just put out the original.
Right, of course.
So that's gonna we're gonna rock this until like end of summer. So maybe like towards the end of next year we'll start putting together the remix packs to get other names. So this way, by the beginning of next year, we can like put out a new.
Well, outside of like being a Carlos, like you said,
right? Carlos Benas is the
playing
owner,
it in Europe.
Right.
Has it also been the track itself? Has it all? Because I'm trying to remember how you guys
Boris
do that.
played it in Costa Rica.
Yeah, exposed it.
Boris played it in Costa Rica. From what I was told.
Well, I mean, like Europe, like the hot spots. Let's say.
Well, that was
Italy,
a music
Greece,
festival. That was a music festival. That I don't know of yet. We'll find out.
Well, how would you guys be able to get it to that point?
You just have to put it in the hands of the artists that play there.
Oh, so you guys are also looking overseas.
There's a promo list that the label sends out to of artists all over the world. So either they'll download it or they'll say it's not for me. And so far, everybody we sent it to has downloaded and given it like a 5 out of 5 stars. They all love the track. Yeah, so they're actually playing it.
All right, so you are getting the response.
Yeah, we're getting yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For Travis, since this has been such a success right now,
Right.
DJ DIEZEL,
Right.
are you contemplating another chocolate story to do another one?
Hey, if it comes about, it comes about. Whatever this guy makes is always good.
Listen, feed him some more chocolate. Another good idea.
Maybe that should be the name of the next track.
Maybe.
Chocolate.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Eat the chocolate.
Eat the chocolate.
Well, you've worked with other artists outside of Travis. I mean, what is it like working with Travis?
Travis was easy because me and Travis we're actually very good friends. I love him. He's like my brother.
He's my brother, exactly.
And I know he has a love for this music, and so like to work with him, I told him, Travis, send me, record the vocals, say like, and he did it, exactly. It wasn't like a back and forth, change this, like other artists. They're like, oh well, I want my voice to sound this way, whatever, or change the lyrics this way, like, and they just give me like a back and forth hard time. He's just like, here's
whatever
the vocals,
you want, man.
put it together.
You do the magic. That's it.
So, and that's it, and that's how the magic happens.
Right, that's awesome.
Right.
Okay, so he sent you the vocals. It wasn't, because I'm not sure how some people
and he
work
sent me the
differently.
vocals through a voice note.
That's so
on the phone.
crazy, I know.
Right?
Because the way the program is now, you can
how good
clean
can
up.
that sound?
Sounds crisp.
Really?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, everything's digital now. Everything's through the programs. You don't even need a full studio to make a track.
Yeah, it's not like an old days.
You could just download. You could have a lot of these guys. They make tracks on the whim. Like they're traveling to their next gig. They have a laptop. They have Ableton downloaded, and they'll make a track with no hardware, no outside plugins. It's just everything's internal in the computer and the program. So it's like it's a lot easier to make music, and it's a lot easier to clean up certain vocals. Like, I mean, if he was singing,
Oh, you mean the editing part?
Yeah.
right? I mean, if he was like a singer, like a vocalist, like hitting certain, notes or whatever, like, no, it's got to be recorded properly with a proper program in a proper studio. But something like what we did with the Sizzle, like you could clean that up and make it sound as good as we did. So that was good.
Well, what is DJ Diesel outside of this? What do you got on the table?
As far as what?
As far as on any other project that you're working on right now?
So like the one vocalist that's also part of the EP, her name, she's on there as Soul Star. Her name is Shelly Garcia. A lot of people know her as Katiyashi. She's put out a lot of music under that alias. I just recently did a cover for Chris Isaac's Wicked Games. So I did a remix to that. Todd Terry did a remix to that, and so did Oscar J. So we're trying to figure out where we're gonna, what label we're gonna release that with. So that's a big project that'll be coming up soon. And then I have just like original music that's coming out on other labels within the next like 4 or 5 months, which I really can't even say yet because it's very exclusive.
Right.
I haven't even signed the contracts yet. But so basically, it's all like really original music except for that project with Shelly, which is going to be huge. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I also have a remix with the vocalist Bria Lee, who was with Republic Records. I did a remix to her song "On Fire," which we're going to probably pitch to like either Nervous or maybe like 1980 Recordings that I'm signed to. But that's a huge vocal techno record. Like I've been playing that out, and it's just the response to that to me. I have DJs like begging me to send them an exclusive copy, and I'm not giving it to nobody. But that's going to be a big one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what's entailed for this year.
Well, I've obviously got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of your own Diesel Records, your own label?
Having my own label has been a thought for a while. It's just, it comes with a lot of responsibility. And I don't feel like I'm at that level to own a label yet, but we're planning for within the next 3 years to launch a label.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the plan. It's in the plan, but I don't feel I'm ready to take on that responsibility just yet.
Okay. In reference to clubs, you're doing gigs. Is there any clubs coming up that people should know about?
I'm playing local this Friday at it used to be called the Paper Box. I don't know what they call it now. I guess the Meadow. It's on 17 Meadow Street. I just got offer for 2 boat parties for summer, so I'm waiting for the contract on that. We're working on some big spots in New York right now, which I really can't say. They're like the hot spots right now. I don't even want to talk about it or say it where it will be public until it's actually in writing and signed. But there's a lot of big things coming up. Festivals, boat parties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yes.
And Travis, this is. Do you have anything you want to add that you're doing outside of working with Diesel?
No, I'm just living life, man.
You're not allowed to work with any other producer.
That's right. That's right.
You're limited, brother.
That's right.
Well, it's all good. You're in good hands.
Yeah, of course.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. Well, listen, I'm excited to, see you guys go as far as possible. You guys got to check out this track. It's awesome. You'll definitely get you out of your seat and dancing. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
It'd be awesome to see you guys do something else.
All right.
We will.
We will.
We'll get another
Definitely
one
will.
out.
Just no chocolate this time.
Yeah.
No chocolate. Thank you.
Thank you,
All right.
man.
It was a pleasure.
Yes, thank you.